Hello, and welcome to another Daily Code Fun. I am One Lion, and this is Thursday. Holy cow. It's Thursday, the 18th of August, August-tober. Hello, Deflux. So thank you for introducing me to our new friend, Setolix. I already forgot his name. He is pretty cool. I liked hanging out on his stream. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was Setolix. I was hoping to see some software development though. I didn't realize that it was going to be a gaming day, but that's okay. I will revisit him when I see him doing some software dev as well. Hello, Tyron. Hello, Dukasoft. Hello, email. Of course, I'm going to get a work email right now. Do I need to pay attention to you? No. Okay. Hello, Avidus. Abbott Deuce. Yeah, we've been playing with this financial management tracking application. We finally got around to putting some styles on our pages and UI and stuff. So we're going to keep going with that. We're going to make it pretty. We're going to make it cool. I don't know about pretty, but we are going to make it look good. We're going to do our best to make it look good. So we've been styling this login form that's probably not even going to stay here, but it's there for now. So I'm going to keep going with that. I'm also sip on my water. I need to drink it slowly because it's only a quarter full. I didn't realize that I was already almost out. So I've been doing this thing where I have 2 bottles of water so that I don't have to go upstairs as often. Water, coffee, yes. However, apparently I already finished one of the bottles and have mostly finished the second bottle. I try to be mindful when I drink water because I want it to benefit me as much as possible. Because not only do I enjoy drinking water, but I enjoy the effects of being able to stay healthy because of water. So yeah, it just gets to the point where I'm chugging away at whatever work that I'm doing and my water bottle just empties itself. Whoops. Anyway, so I got further last night with the chatbot, so that was fun. I got close to getting it implemented before today so that the chatbot could be on for today's stream. However, I ran into some issues and I'll work them out tonight. But Deflex is saying, I'm going to mention a non-technical question that I've been asked to provide some info about Blazor to some senior members of my IT group, employers IT group. They're looking for any large implementation success stories in environments like ours. Vendors should be able to provide for Blazor Wasm. So I don't really know any of our vendors, and I'm going to look into that. But is anyone else in chat? Is anyone else in chat a success story? I'm not quite sure how exactly to interpret that, but projects that I've worked on. So as you know, the Rocky Mountain Arsenal was the place that I used to work, and I did Blazor Wasm for all of the apps, and they seem to really enjoy it. But I like large implementation. I would call it a large implementation because of the sheer number of apps that I did. However, it's such a small user base. So I don't know that I could provide any feedback on that. The application that I'm currently working on uses Blazor UI in a desktop application. And we don't know what that's like yet. because it hasn't gone out to customers or for testing yet. So unfortunately, I can't give you information on that. I apologize for being useless all the time. Wait, where are we? This. I was checking to see if we are still running the app. We are. This has been running since yesterday. I have still been pushing my changes to the current branch that we're working on. So if you are interested in seeing it, that is over here on my GitHub at github.com/1. And this is financial management project. Here's the information about what we want this project to do, at least, at a glance, first pass ideas of what it should do. Here's our actual project files, and we are working in the sketching UI branch. And so we're just going to continue on today. Oh yeah, and I have a design. So I'm going to start making sure that this thing actually does get put together. So let's keep going. The font here is going to be my slightly darker gray compared to this gray. No. Off-white. So that would be in Woot. Yeah, this is really hard to get to my CSS files now that I am so used to using tabs on the left, but when I squish my window for doing CSS work, I like to have it at the top to make it easier to have more horizontal space. So interesting. My primary text color, I decided on F0 through F0 because this may just be a little bit too dark. I don't know, we'll find out. So let's go back here. Yeah, that seems a little too dark, but once the background color is the right color, then we should be able to get this thing to work the way that we want. So a couple things that I want to do. In global.sass, which is a place that I have all of my styles, I wanted to set up my font family because right now we're looking at, can anyone guess what font this is? It's the best font that was ever created. I don't know why we ever stopped using this font. Oh yeah, I use multiple tab rows. I definitely do. I don't want to use it right now because I want both the horizontal and vertical space currently. And I'm generally going to be working in one of two files, globals or the specific Sass file for whatever page we're looking at, or root. Oh gosh, I forgot about root. Yeah, I really should just close all of the other tabs. So for now, let's just get rid of, oh no, you can't middle mouse click on these. That's annoying. Oh, I pushed the opposite that I meant to push. Gosh, let's just unpin these. Pin you. Any other resx files that are resx? I'm still stuck on my localization. Localization. Sass. You. You. And since I'm pinning so many, we're going to end up having 2 rows. Yay. Any other sass? Yep. Yep. Okay, so right click and close all but pinned. Bye. Okay, so this will be easier to move around. So I'm happy about that. Font family. So I asked the question, does anyone know what font family the browser would default to, at least Chrome did, when you override your body stuff and you don't set font? It's best font ever. Now Arial doesn't have serif. So if it was Arial, font family, Arial, it doesn't have these little serifs, the little wings. So that's what Arial looks like. Any other guesses? It's just think, best font ever, and who makes the best applications ever? That's right, Microsoft. Good job. And what era was their best era? 1995. You're right. Yes. 1995. And what was popular in 1995? 2023. You're close. Microsoft. Well, yes, Windows 95. Absolutely. Microsoft. It's a product. It's an application that runs the O.J. Simpson murder trial. An application that runs on Windows. And it's a word processing product. And it was the best version ever. Yahoo is incorporated. We're not talking events, not Word. You're really close. You're really close to something better than Word. It's not Excel. It's not Word Perfect. It's even better. Microsoft Works. Microsoft Works. Oh man, best thing ever. Notepad. When Microsoft Works came out for Windows, I think it, oh yeah, Microsoft Works 6. Oh, it was the best. Best thing ever. So anyway, what do you know what the default font was in that? And I could be completely wrong in this. But I remember this being the default font. Oh man, those of you watching in the future, you're cheating. Stop cheating. I know you guys know all of these answers. Anyway, the answer is Times New Roman. Best font ever. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with you guys? Why couldn't you get that? So anyway, I don't like Times, is what I'm trying to get at. So the font that I ended up liking the most is, I keep talking about specific products and Tflix is like, here's an event. No, products. Helvetica is the one that is added when you create a brand new Blazor app, and I really, really like it. The issue is that there's this Helvetica Neue, oops, or however it's pronounced, but I don't think that I have that font. And I would have assumed that this Helvetica Neue font was part of what gets shipped with Windows, or just most common operating systems. So I would have thought that I had it, but I don't. But anyway, Helvetica Neue, Helvetica, another one that I really like is Segoe or Segoe, Segoe UI. And then we'll go to Arial from there if they don't have that. And then we'll go down to sans serif because, again, I don't like the little serifs at the end. And then serif. When all else fails, go to your default serif. So this is going to be our font family. Now, I'm going to put this font family inside of a CSS variable so that we can change the font family if we want based off of a theme. And Irish John Games came in. You're in multiple places as always. Thank you for lurking here or actively watching, whatever you feel like doing, of course. I don't want to force you into one or the other or both or neither. I'm lurking over on Finite Singularity stream with you. And I have no idea who else you might be lurking on. No, BitGamey is not streaming right now. Otherwise, I would be lurking there too. Gotta be everywhere. Yeah. Still thoroughly enjoying your streams. Amazing. If you guys don't know Irish on Games, which I know you guys do, check him out anyway. I'm not gonna do my my shout outs at the moment because I may be in between getting my bot up and turning off the stream elements. And I have no idea what exactly it would do. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Welcome Ion. So anyway, we have our font family, so I'm going to put that over on our body. So font family, pasta. Right, okay, so the reason that I had that link, by the way, which I am going to grab the link real quick, is because there was an article, not an article, a Stack Overflow post about doing Helvetica the right way. And it had this Helvetica Neue light first, Helvetica Neue space light, and then Helvetica. So maybe I will take that with me. Let's go here. I mean, I need to be consistent. Save. Okay, so anyway, got rid of our serifs. That's all I cared about. So our next thing that we want to do in general is to style our form groups. So I'm still at war with myself with how many partials to create when I do this, but I'm going to create a new partial for forms. And so whenever we have a form group and we have a label inside of that form group, it's going to be styled one specific way. And we have an input inside of that form group, it's going to be styled another way. And then based on the type, most likely, so type text or number. Yeah, so I think really the only ones that we're going to need to focus on are selects. But for the most part, inputs and selects are going to look the same inside of these. And then maybe we'll need input type checkbox. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. And not type checkbox. Oops, it's just a regular selector. But do I also need not type equals radio, because I also don't want this to apply to radio. Why don't you like this syntax? Isn't this the right syntax? Maybe this isn't the right syntax. Maybe the quotation marks go outside like this. Still looks angry though. Excuse me, are you still angry? If so, why are you still angry? We are in a SAS file. Oh, it's probably because it's not treating it as a rule. That's probably what it was. Dugasov says, is it possible to have the font download from the server instead of being dependent on the users of the browser? Absolutely. So if I really wanted to make sure that Helvetica UI was available and was used, then I would install the font on my server and then point my application, whether it's or if it's a Maui application or a Windows application or whatever, then I would include it as a resource with the install and with the running application. But if it's a web application, then I would have the font itself inside of my www root folder and then ship that and then have an entire app font base for each version of that font that I wanted to include. But that's what fallbacks are for. You pick fonts that are close enough together that will cover just about all of the target devices, and you should be good. Okay, so let's just prove that we are targeting the right thing. This is going to be display flex direction column, and that should put the label on top of the input. Oh, we're not compiling it though. It might help if we were adding it to our compiled styles. I keep doing that. It's like, these are partials. You don't need to put the whole name. And there it goes. Okay, so that works perfectly. The next thing that we want is a little bit of, well, it depends on how it looks in the end. So really the first thing that I want to do is add a padding to the inside so that the cursor isn't just like closely being covered. And I think I'll increase that to 3, 4. But again, here's the problem. I don't want this to just apply to inputs inside of a form. I want this to be all inputs and selects everywhere. And so that's going to have, well, let me make sure that I am actually grabbing it. Background color pink. Pinku, yay. Okay. Is a padding inside 0.4. I'm going back and forth between, do I want it to be the global font size? Do I want to do rems? Or do I want to do ems? So if I change the font size of this form to all be smaller or bigger, do I want the text box size to also change? I do. I do. Okay, that looks pretty nice. We're going to give it a border none and a bottom border 1px solid. Pickles, I forgot what color, so this will be input border color. Actually, you know what? This is going to be the full input border. So we're gonna have the whole thing, border bottom is what I said. Oh, that's gonna be hard. Actually, no, it's not. Because what I could do is if I wanted to theme this differently, then in that extra theme, not only will I override the input border style, but I will also override the fact that this is not just going to be border bottom. If it's going to be, if we're gonna if we're gonna style this, I almost knocked my bottle over. If we're gonna style this in a way that we're going to give it a full border or a different type of border. Let's say that all of our inputs are going to be smiley faces or something that go all the way up half of the side. We could do that just by overwriting this actual style itself in that theme. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same question or if it's appropriate for C# or not. I don't know because it sounds like he's not really working on enterprise products. But then again, he has a lot of people in his stream that come from different backgrounds, so it is on topic. It is about Blazor. Although I guess he's currently talking about Maui. So I don't know. Are you in any of the Microsoft Discord channels? More specifically, the .NET Evolution one would be a good one. Although I think .NET Evolution isn't. I don't know if that's specific to Microsoft. Microsoft Community, for example. Do you have anything about Blazor in here? I don't know. C# channel. Oh, there's a Blazor channel. So there's a Blazor channel that you could try to find, and maybe you can ask the question there. Yeah, so I'm in the Microsoft Community channel that has a ton, and the C# channel, which I don't know that they would have a separate Blazor. Because like this would most likely be related to the C# language. And they have an Evening of Maui event and Blazor channel. Yeah, those would be some recommendations for that. Okay, so let's keep going with this. Let's fill in our input border style in root. I would yes, let's go coding with Scott. Where are we going? Input borders style, which means that I also do want to have a separate input border color in case I'm keeping the same style and the only thing that I want to change is the border color. And border color right now is going to be var same border color that I'm using for everything else. Primary background color. That doesn't seem right. I'll use a default border color. Yes, yes. Alias everything, everywhere, all the time. That's right. So yeah, let's just do that. Which means that it's going to look the same color as the current text, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Actually, what color did we leave it? Just an off-white color? Yes, we did. In fact, it's this color. Oh, it's blue. It's a very bright blue color. Hello, Zulius. Konnichiwa. I mean, konbanwa for you, I guess. Okay, keep this up. And Okay, cool. So the other thing that we'll need for our inputs is the input background color. Input background color, which again will steal from our Figma. Stolen. What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna apply? It'd be nice if you apply. Oh, we just made the CSS variable. What is wrong with this kid? Background color, cooler. And what are you flashing at me for? CVS has a surprise for me. Spam. Hello, Simon Engineering. Simon Engineering. Man, I practiced your name for the longest time because I kept seeing it in our Discord when you joined it, and I saw the thing that you put together. So, welcome, first of all. Hello, Simon Engineering. Simon Engineering is working on a similar project. I think you said that this was a personal project too, just something that you're doing for fun, for learning. I left all of these open so that when you showed up into our Twitch, we'd be able to show it off. So, yeah, I also say Simon Engineering every time you see his name. And hello, live coding. Oh, Simon Gearing. Ah. So that's actually your name. Oh, it's so even better. I thought you were just playing around with your probably your real name and then engineering and then smashing those together. But it kind of seems like your full name is Simon Gearing. Anyway, so Simon contacted us or just showed this in Discord, and he's like, I saw your stream on you or saw your recordings posted to YouTube, and I'm like, hey, I'm also working on a financial tracking type thing that does more than just the financial tracking, but because it does whole personal admin assistant work to include financial tracking most likely. And he showed off the documentation that he's made already. Look at this. Look at this. Using actual UML diagrams. This is cool. Mine, I have uh, wait for it. I really just need to leave this open. I just don't like leaving this open. This is what our initial diagramming looked like. Loading. All right, just flip and load. There. Okay, so here is my project structure. At least the sketch of the initial project structure. Here's our database design work, our brainstorming, and then the ER diagrams that are always going to forever live like this and not get updated because lazy. And then our UI diagram or UI sketching. So here's our UI brainstorming, UI sketching. Oh, it's so pretty. So that's where we started. We actually started with the project description. So that would be, I should still have that open. But first let me show off the rest of your stuff because this is really cool and I really like this a lot. He's actually showing the actual application structure too. So where it's going to live, how things communicate with each other. Here's your network. Here's all of the places that it goes through. And then some component dependencies. So this kind of is what I just called my application architecture, which is wherever that was. Hello. There it is. So that's this thing here, except better, of course. Which I'm not angry about at all. I like it. So there's that. Then here's his database schema, which was awesome to see. And the thing that I really liked was this dbdiagram.io. And so I bookmarked it right away and I was like, man, I really like that application. I like that you can see the code for it. You could probably write out your design with code, which is also cool. And then he's like, yeah, but it kind of has issues that I didn't like. So I'm going to move it all to VS Code's, what did you call it? I already forgot. Show off portfolios. Draw.io. That's what it was. Thank you for posting that. I get it from a UX designer POV, having done desktop for many years, but to me, CSS seems like witchcraft. And I'm kind of the opposite, where the actual design itself is very, very, I can't think that, or no, I can think that way. It's just been difficult for me to think in terms of this is how I want to lay everything out, do all of this design work, and then implement it. I usually have someone else that does the design for me. And if I am going to do design, then I am just throwing controls on a page and then trying things and seeing what looks good. I kind of did because we sketched out one of the data entry pages. I'm like, all right, that's enough design for me. Let's throw some controls on a page and then start experimenting, which is terrible. But yeah, so this is where we went and not next. This is just a place that we went. I was playing around with the neumorphic design, the flat design, and then like a different colors with the flat design because we like the flat design better than the neumorphic design, at least for the landing page. It just doesn't seem like the landing page should have that kind of you're pressing physical buttons interface. It just didn't feel right, at least not to me. But I'm really liking this direction. I'm not the biggest fan of the dark color. I want it to be a different dark color, but we're just going to go with it for now and see what it looks like on the web. Oh no, Simon Engineering. Simon, I'm just going to call you Simon because I want to keep calling you Simon Engineering because you are an engineer. Anyway, it says it's depressing as I can get design looking great in WinForms or the like, but as soon as it involves angle brackets, forget about it. And I'm, again, the opposite. So if you come up with a good design, I can make it happen in the web. No problem. Like that's my actual job currently is taking someone else's design and implementing it. It's so much fun. I love my job, but I'm also I have another opportunity coming up. It's like, is it going to be good enough for me to leave a job that I love for something that I don't know. I just have a lot of considerations to make for that. But anyway, moving on. I don't want to spend time on that. I want to keep going. So we have the basics of our input form. The other thing that we want inside of there is our text color to be our primary text color so that we can have a cursor that we can see. Cool. The other thing is this password field should be input type password and it's been bothering me. I just keep forgetting about it. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Where is our login form? Oh my goodness. Better. Cool. And then with this, we can use like HTML cues, like role, I think it was. I forget what what the HTML cues are, but we're going to look them up and we're going to use them so that the HTML would know this is a username input form, this is a password input field, is what I said. CSS is witchcraft. Anyone who can center divs should be burned at the stake. Yes, I accept your challenge. Try to burn me. I am fire. Witches don't burn. Live Coding says, my blanket advice is consulting, contracting jobs are worse. Oh, wait. What is this in response to? Oh, about my going back and forth. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but I do want to hear your input on that. Because, again, I really love this. I actually got word back from my... I'll read your comment fully in a second. I got word back from the client telling me that they are really happy with the work that I'm doing. And they are working on... Well, they have already gotten the funding to extend me through the end of Q4. And they are pursuing funding to keep me for the next whole year. And so that sounds to me like I would have a stable, if they got me for the whole year, if they got funding for the whole year, I would have a stable, non-benched salary position doing something that I absolutely love, getting paid closer to what I should be valued at. And that's going to be really, really hard to decide if, yeah, I was trying not to mention it because it makes me feel like I am talking too haughty of myself. But if Google offers me a position, then I will be working in a technology I'm unfamiliar with. I'm not the biggest advocate of. I have negative just yeah, there's kind of just this negative feeling that I have working with Java and JavaScript. But machine level language like C, C++, that I know that they work in as well, I think I would enjoy that. But I'm just absolutely in love with C#, with .NET technologies, and I can advocate for it, and I enjoy it. But is it worth going to a place where I might be able to make a bigger impact? And it's going to be a slight chance that I'll be able to make a big enough impact in the direction that I want to, which is making the developer experience better, making people want to do software development. So Simon said, in answer to the question from the stream a couple days back, when I've done internationalization, now that I know what I18N is, in the past, we used ID numbers for regex keys. Man, you actually watch those? I am interested. From someone that hasn't been attending our stream and just watched the posts, are they even any amount of entertaining? Because like when you're here on stream, you get to interact and you get to be the one to distract me. Otherwise, you're probably looking at a YouTube video to see someone working on software. And then if it's someone like me, they just stop every 5 minutes. They do 13 seconds of coding, talk, and then do chat for like another 15 minutes. And it's like, I just want you to write the code. I want to see this. And I know that feeling. But you can skip through the interaction yourself. Yeah, I would really like to either do at minimum timestamps for here's when I'm coding, here's when I'm chatting. But what I would really like to do is just edit out all of the standard communications back and forth between me and chat, because that's for you guys here. I've said that before. So now I'm going to read off Live Coding's. Wait, nope, I didn't finish reading this. It made it harder to try textual content to UI elements, but was needed for outsourcing translation services to third parties. So it's easier to change the values when you are using some kind of ID, but you're using actual numbers. So I'd still like to have it at least, because it's just going to be some representation that is unique in that dictionary lookup, or however it's done. I'd rather use something that is at least recognizable, since all of the translations are going to happen from English US to whatever other language. Then whoever it is that's doing the translation will most likely be able to read that name key key name entry. But it is possible that they might use a different language that they understand and then translate it from that file, provided that file was done first. So now live coding says, my blanket advice is consulting, contracting jobs are worse for many reasons, unless they're paying you more. Employees have it better. And I have experience with consulting companies. Yes, absolutely. In summary, the hegemony of billable hours means you work more. Consulting company employment risk profile is higher. They'll dump you way quicker than employees, which I'm okay with. Yeah, I'm not worried about losing my job. It was mostly making sure that I'm not adversely affected for there being a lack of work because they don't have clients to put me on their projects, but they have plenty of clients. Apparently, they have made strides over the past 3 years, and I don't remember when it was that you were last with them. But at the same time, I am still feeling the effects of working for a large consultancy that has way too many employees. And yeah, I don't know. Career advancement is non-existent. So that's the one that might also be a bother. It's not so much career advancement for me, it's career opportunities, which is to say there is this other initiative going on with Sagetti that I want to be a part of, except that I don't want to stop working on the project that I'm working on. And I think that if I want to do that, then I'll have to leave the project that I'm on and go only into that initiative. And at that time, I'm just collecting a salary and working in that initiative. And I think that that is going to adversely affect my performance rating or whatever, because I won't be working on client projects. I'll be working on internal projects kind of thing. So I don't know how that would go. And the little things like they'll throw you at whatever project is open when you hit the bench. Yeah. That's another one that I'm also afraid of. It's like right now I'm on a project where I am a UI developer. That's what they were expecting me to be. And I told them about my current skill set, and they're like, oh, like it was just yesterday. I got a call from the client side project lead or project manager, and he was like, so we need you to get with the other team, with the current actual developer team. And he's like, well, you know what I mean. I don't mean that you're not an actual developer. I mean, you're doing UI development. And I'm like, yeah, however, here is my experience. Here are the skill set that I have. So if they're busy continuing to maintain the existing application, I could work on integrating their existing repo into my code base to make it even easier for them to fully integrate my UI into their code base. Because I have the skills to do full stack web development, including using my Blazor skills for a desktop application. And he was like, well, I didn't know that. And he used the phrase that I got from that other interview, which was, he was like, so we are, I'm your champion, by the way. I am championing you to the team to make sure that we get funding to be able to keep you. And of course, that made me feel good. It was like, man, that's really awesome. I'm just doing what I enjoy. And then he's like, because I have been very pleased with the work you're doing. And like that very pleased phrase is like, it seems like it's the PC way of saying, we're really excited to have you and we love having you. And we can't say that to you. So we have to say we're very pleased with the work you are doing, which is fun. So that was awesome. Anyway, Bob Ross came in. Hello, Bob Rosso, Bob Rosso, Bob Rosso. And then Software is here as well. That is the best work. That isn't work. Absolutely. I mean, The whole localization thing, this is tedious. I don't enjoy this part. But the outcome, the product, the overall everything working together, absolutely enjoy that. 100 million, billion%, that's right. Million, billion. Bob Ross was wondering how life is going. Life is going amazing. Simon Gearing says Google et al. Are not all they are cracked up to be. Totally overrated. I wouldn't say totally overrated. I would just say that there are far fewer positions in a large big tech company that make the kind of impact most developers dream about making. But I'm going to dream regardless, and I'm going to pursue my goals. But I'm also going to have a sober perspective on it, just like I had with when I accepted the position at Sogeti. Especially with all of the very, very helpful feedback and contributions you guys gave me regarding being employed at a large consultancy. So then Bob Ross is like, guess what? I got my first Fiverr order, and this is how it turned out. Let's try to get this thing copy pasted. Whoa. So you did visualization for someone? Not bad. Wow. Dugasov says, it's good to catch up when you can't be here. It's a good way. the posted YouTube, or the streams posted to YouTube, are a good way. But yeah, I mean, there's like no music because I hadn't added in music that I'm sure will not get any kind of copyright strikes and copyright whatever the other thing is that they give you. Claims, copyright strikes and copyright claims. So, and I also don't want to keep using the stock YouTube audio, which I used to do way back when I first started streaming. Oh man, it was bad. Simon said, editing it out would be nice, but let's get real, ain't nobody got time for that. Life is too short. I have all of the videos downloaded, and I have the majority of them added to a project into script. I just haven't run the transcribe on all of the videos yet. And then I still am at the same point that I was with that first video. Yeah, DMCA violations, absolutely. But yeah, Bob Ross is like, this is visualization for their data. Awesome. Did he use anything in particular to generate the charts and stuff? Did you purposefully choose Google Colors for this? Or was that part of whatever library you maybe use to generate the data and the charts? Yeah, the dashboard looks really nice. I liked it that. You would spend half your free time editing VODs. Absolutely. But yeah, that sounds like a great role if you're enjoying work. Why leave that? Opportunities like it don't rock up often, correct? And the main things are, I would love to say that I don't care at all about the compensation. But if I didn't care at all about the compensation, I wouldn't have accepted the Sogeti job because I really love the work that I was doing at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. But they were paying me half of what I should have been making for 4 developers worth of work. And I got as far as I could on the projects, and then I was like, all right, that's as much as I can give you. So I apologize, but that's it. That's all you get from me. Okay, so I caught up on chat. What? I used Numbers on my MacBook. Oh, okay, so Numbers is just a regular built-in application. That's cool. Well, that was very smart of you. And I'm also missing a couple of links in here. Other thought I had with this from the VOD the other day. Have you decided what you're using for authentication and authorization? I have not. No, I actually wasn't even trying to complicate it with having a login functionality yet. Like this would be you grab it, you clone it to your computer, you run your database locally, and you maintain your database on your local computer, run this locally, and everything is all local. So you don't even have to log in. You just open the app for yourself and you start using it. But honestly, I wanted it to be prepared for because I really, really need to figure out authentication in a Maui application, especially, which is what Deflux is currently working on. But this is just there for visual appeal, for making it look official, making it look like a real application. But if you do have suggestions, obviously, I'm happy to take those suggestions. Okay, so extra links will have I'll just make these hrefs for now. Even though they're just going to be buttons. They're going to be buttons. I don't know. They're going to be link buttons, essentially. But anyway, I'm still listening to you, Simon Gearing. I wasn't dismissing you. But if you do have suggestions for authentication authorization, I don't want to use them now, but I will definitely keep track of them. Not bind, on click. So this will have an on click eventually. Just make an anchor tag. Don't add anything to it. Just put the links in there. And the links were having trouble logging in. Click here to blah, 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 blah. And do you need an account? Okay, so since these are actual content, then I want to add these immediately to my localization dictionary. Aha, cool. We got a suggestion, and I will read it out loud. A what? A suggestion. You there? You there? No. Sumimasen. Shared. Login. Wait, I did have a forget your username and password. Okay, well, I already have this one. You go away. Sign up. Okay, so forgot password and sign up. I'm not exactly sure why I got rid of my selection. Localizer. Forgot password. Sign up. Okay. So I'm gonna once you're actually done typing, I'm gonna copy and paste that to my notes. You're probably gonna have to remind me, like, if you're here long enough, we will get to the point where we're adding authentication identity, easiest way to say it. But you're gonna have to remind me that I noted this. So man suggestion for identity. And I copy this message. Impasta. Continued here. And copy. Oh yeah, especially if you already have an example. That's going to be helpful. Okay, so Simon said, I love saying that. This is really fun. I mentioned that because most auth providers doing OAuth would use backend for front end, OpenID Connect. Yeah, definitely. And I've seen a billion videos on this. I'm very familiar with it, but implementing it, Wow. Apocalypse is here. No, I can tell. Oh man. Good times. I love it. Tukasoft is dancing with them. Yes. Um, where was I? Watched a whole bunch of videos on OAuth or OpenID Connect and using backend for front end, and even had watched the video from Duende where they were like, "All right, yeah, we made our product paid, but we're still going to tell you how we did the majority of it, and we're not going to tell you like the important part, which is making that identity server portion of it." So that it can do the here's how you read the token, here's how you generate the token, here's how you feed it back in a secure way, because that's what our product does. But we'll tell you everything else. Here's how to hook up using OpenID Connect. Here are the scenarios that you want to use backend for front end. Here are other patterns that you could follow, auth flow type stuff, which is cool. However, I didn't understand it because I'm almost always watching their videos while I'm working on whatever my work product is, or watching other people's streams at the same time to support them, and it's not working. I would need to only focus on those videos, take notes, and practice implementing OpenID Connect using my own implementation. And yeah, it's been hard. So I still need to copy this. Copy. Okay, so I wanted to read the whole thing out though. So OpenID Connect with PKCE, so public key infrastructure stuff. I forget what the CE in PKCE. Public key certificate. um, and in that case, the secure best practice in the auth provider hosts the login UI, for example, Auth0 or Microsoft Azure AD B2C, which is definitely common. I guess the easiest way for me to implement this is to not have my own user store, so I don't have to worry about that token and trying to get random things from that into that token and from that token. Instead, if I use the tried and true Azure AD or um, social media login, whatever those are called. I can't think of what the other ones are called, but you guys know what it is. Then it would just take out a lot of the stuff that I need to set up, other than making sure that my application has authorization to use those as the login, which is really easy. Yeah. So I tried adding it to my app experimental branch and hit issues with Auth0 not having samples or client library support for Blazor at the time, but that was 18 months ago. That's weird. You would think that Auth0 would have examples for the Blazor web technologies at least. And then that should be pretty easy to translate over to a Maui application. Why did you expand? Son? Gosh. Go up here. And now AWS wants to hire me. Yeah. Deflux is like, oh man, I missed that whole conversation. Captain Commerce is here. Hello, Captain Commerce. He says focus service.invoke. Getting there. Getting there. We have a fantastic new member of our community that came into our live stream today, and we're talking about the app. I don't know if you saw on Discord, he shared his current project in the shared portfolios and personal sites. And it has elements that are similar to this, but he's doing it from a designer perspective, and I'm doing it from a developer perspective. So really, really good conversation with him so far. Security and secret management should be the easiest thing to do on every app dev platform. It should be hard to get it wrong, not hard to succeed. Absolutely agree with you. Why don't we have something that is across the board, which, I mean, I guess OpenAuth is supposed to, or OpenID Connect is supposed to be this, but something that across the board is easy to implement. So let's say that I wanted to use roles. It does not take a degree in rocket surgery to get it right, to be able to add custom roles to your identity and be able to use the authorization attribute, for example. So like right now, custom roles, yes, rocket surgery and brain science. Using Microsoft Identity does make it easy, but you still have to do some manipulation to the token that gets passed to your Blazor Wasm client side to use it in the authorize attribute. Oh no, you made Tyron hungry. Stop it, Deflux. But yeah, I hope you're having a fun day, Captain Commerce. More wonderful members of our community. Captain Commerce is experimenting with Blazor right now. I love experimenting with technology. He primarily works on plugins and add-ins for NOP Commerce, and that was mostly done using MVC, Razor Pages, web forms. I can't remember what the primary one is that you use, but it is still .NET. So now he's making a collectible card tracking application for his son, but more for himself most likely. MVC, yeah. So definitely check him out. Mondays and Fridays usually, and then sporadically throughout the week in the evenings. He's been starting a little bit earlier, so I have no idea what time. 5 o'clock Mountain Time or so, maybe 6. And if you don't know Irish John's stream time, it's 2 p.m. Mountain Time, and he goes forever. He doesn't sleep. He's a pirate vampire. Vampire pirate. Pyrampire. And he has a lot of fun interactables on his stream, which I'm getting close. Okay, let me finish styling this stuff. We are going to somewhat focus, not too much though. And there is our links down there. So let's style those.
It's over 9,000.
It is. It's like 9,001. And now you're back down below. Okay. I hate that because I gave it the type password and it's treating the one before it as a username field, that I'm not getting my actual colors because it's using my pre-filled in stuff. So maybe if I just deleted that, then we'll know what it looks like. Okay, so what I would like to do then with my input fields throughout the application is to give them a border radius on the top left and top right. So border radius, and if I remember correctly, it's top left, top right, bottom left. So that's going to be 0.4 rems, oops, no comma, 0.4 rems 00. Let me get a border around the whole thing just so I can verify. Just overwriting my border style so that I can see the whole border. Yep, that's what I was going for. Absolutely, but 0.4 does seem a bit much. So maybe if I don't want it to scale with the text though, I want this border to be constant. So maybe 0.2 rems be better. And maybe it is shorthand that we can do this. And that'll give me top left, top right. Nope, that's top left, bottom right, top right, bottom left. Fine. Okay, I like that better as far as the shape goes. Cool. Okay, so my labels will have a margin bottom of 0.4 ems. And then my inputs, no matter what type, when they are used inside of a form group, are also going to, no, it's actually the form group itself. The form group itself is going to have a margin bottom of 0.4, which we probably want to make that bigger so that it's bigger between. So let's try 0.6 and see if that looks better. Wow, maybe a full, like we're making another paragraph. Yeah, I like that better. Cool. Top right, bottom left, if I remember correctly. If I recall correctly. Oh, you're still above 100K though. Jeez. I'm still trying to figure out a good approach to using channel points to cause the bot to do things. Like, in order to have an unlimited amount of things that you can buy for points, it's almost like I want to have some kind of currency exchange system where you can exchange from channel points to bot points. But then it's like, how are you going to be able to see your total number of bot points without always having to type in some command? I have 0 bot points according to Stream Elements. Yeah. Did I just plop the login control on a test harness page? No, actually, I'm putting together the landing page. I'm actually putting together this page, and I'm starting with this login component. And to do that, I am creating the login form itself as a separate component. Yeah, so apparently Dukasoft has 43,535 PAW points according to Stream Elements, and that's if I was using Stream Elements point stuff, which is different than the Twitch points that you see beneath your channel points that you see beneath the text box, the input text box. What else do I need to do to this? The extra links is not in a form group. This is actually specific to the login form, my bag, which I have my isolated CSS somewhere. I don't. All right, let's create one. Login form.razor.sass. What's your structure again? What's my age again? Login form wrapper. Unless, that would be terrible. Did I create the login form wrapper up here? I did not. Okay, we're okay. Good. Good. So this is going to be : deep because inside of our login form wrapper, in the actual component, we have a separate subcomponent, a child component. Every time you say sass, I picture you snapping your fingers. in a sassy way. I can't do that though. I'm not that cool. We're going to go ahead and do some specification selection, although we're not going to override. We found this out. We're not going to oh, geez, that's still an issue. We're not going to be able to override the isolated CSS file that has the specificity of selecting card with this particular attribute, which is generated by Blazor when the card gets created. So in this case, it's B-VY502IV3RA. But that's okay. We're targeting elements in here that aren't going to get overridden any other way. So let's do card footer. Yeah, it's so weird though, because every time I see SCSS, it automatically translates in my head to SAS. I don't even read it as the acronym. Oh. Okay, so in card footer, we would like our extra links to also be display flex. Hello, Tommy. What's going on? That reminds me, hit an annoying bug with third-party UI Sweet and isolated component CSS had to override in global styles as the isolated CSS wouldn't take precedence over the UI Suite. I think you're saying suite. Maybe you are saying suitcase. Suitcase, that's fun to say. Are you left curly brace or right curly brace? I like that turn. So for those of you that are watching on the YouTubes, Tommy, who has been an active member of our community for some time, has recently changed his name, and he'll most likely change it again because that's what he does. What's your Lalafell's current name, by the way? Anyway, he's currently going by Curly Brace, and Tyron was asking, are you left Curly Brace or Curly Brace? Unvaccinated. Oh my goodness. Flex direction column. Oh man, there was someone that had an opinion on using display flex with flex direction column. They made the statement that if you're going to do that, you may as well just do display grid. And I have to say that I don't think I'm angry about that. Oh, forgot password is spelled incorrectly. I was like, you can see that we have a localization issue. But anyway, so in our footer, we should have extra links. Extra links is not getting. Oh, duh. Whenever we create new isolated CSS files, first of all, we would need it to rebuild. But second, I generally have to restart the application in order for it to pick up the new CSS file. Not only that, but I'm actually not outputting the CSS file yet. I haven't told this thing to compile. Whoops. Shh. Don't tell anyone. There. Whoops. Again. Reboot the CSS. Welcome to the Author's Hard pity party. Yes, Simon. Auth is hard. I'm going to cry about it, and you will be okay with me crying about it. Okay. So now I'm curious as to why it is not applying to you. So Am I doing this correctly? We have our login form wrapper that is now in our isolated CSS for login form, ::deep, because we're going into the child components, the edit form, card. So I'm going into here, I'm picking card footer, extra links, and spelling the forgot password. And I'm spelling this correctly. So why aren't you getting the styles applied to you? Question, man. So it's definitely compiling correctly. .card footer. Does anyone see any misspellings? I copy and pasted this class from here. So I know I didn't misspell that one this time. Pasta, : deep, .card footer, extra links. Maybe I spelled extra links wrong. Extra links. Nope, I did not. Yeah, so we would at least see if this thing was taking effect. We would see in here somewhere, display grid at minimum. This is definitely the look that I want. However, where am I? Tommy said, oh gosh, yeah, it is sometimes. The big issue I'm having is that I can't figure out what the endpoint is to send my auth info to at the moment. Blah. So I want this to happen. Why isn't that happening? Login form .razor.css. Does anyone see the shadow? I do. I see a shadow, which we can't see with this thing in the way. And I can't scroll down, so we need you to scooch. Get on my face. And I still can't scroll down because I told it overflow Y is none. I don't know. I guess we could we could just use our inspector. We talked about new morphism. There's an actual new morphism.io that helps you to that's going to go in two places. That's going to go in web design. If I do this, are you going to try to move it instead of be in both? I mean, I guess I don't really care because this is going to fit in design tools because it's more a tool than it is just the web design information. So yeah, why isn't this thing actually neumorphic? This thing doesn't really look neumorphic to me because unless it's just that my screen is being weird. Well, here, let's pick this color as our base color. Whoa. There is absolutely no difference that I can see between the element and the background. They always do. Findle, stop it. Intensity, gray. I do like being able to pick the light source direction. That's cool. It'd be cool if you can still drag it though. But anyway, I don't think that that's passing accessibility checks. I don't think so either. So yeah, I'd have to pick a nice pretty color. But anyway, we can come up with that later. The way that I'm making my CSS, we will be able to override any of these colors super easy. We can turn on a neumorphic styling that will apply neumorphism to all of the app. So I plan on doing that for sure, so we can see what it looks like. But for now, the problem at hand is figuring out why this isn't actually targeting extra links inside of card footer. So let's just double check to make sure that my structure is correct. Wait. Why are you... It targeted it. I saw this website on TikTok yesterday that looked just like what you were working on a week or so ago with the shadowing, and it was almost like a builder. Made me think of the stream. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you shared it because I will be using it. This is what our current neumorphic design looks like. So it would just be a matter of picking the right colors to make this look nice and clean. It just feels like these are outies, like belly buttons that are sticking out too far. Not that outies are bad. It's just on this page, it doesn't look good to me. Maybe to someone else it does look good. Okay, so it did actually apply. That's odd, even though it was acting like it didn't. For the extra links, we need to make sure that our anchors, and actually this is going to be a global style anyway, our anchors are going to be, so let me just put in a fake href just to make sure that we can get them styled correctly. The problem with using an anchor like this is good if you're just doing normal HTML or normal, even normal Razor. But when you're trying to do an application design in Blazor and you use this placeholder href that doesn't go anywhere, it tries to do a route, which is bad because let's say that you have a current state on the page that you're working on and you want to just test clicking on this with maybe an @on click, but you want it to be styled like an anchor, and so you have to have that href on there. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is it will overwrite your current URL to just /hashbang. So I wonder if maybe you could do something more like /hashbang so that it will always use the current. Yeah, that should work. That should work. That might do what I wanted to do. Let's give that a really quick test. I need to know. Inquiring minds need to know. Hash. She bangs. She bangs. For example, our deposit entry page, we could have a link in the title, a href equals. So I'll show you what happens if you don't do it with a shebangs. /deposits. Deposits. Desposits. Despots. Okay, so if this thing is a link and I tried to click on it, it would take me to the home page because it's overriding with shebangs. So what if we did /? Then the answer is you still go to the, did it apply? Excuse me, did you apply? Oh man, it's still going to root. So no. Whatever. I thought that this was going to help us. It's not. What if I did on purpose deposit slash? That's better. Okay, so if I'm doing it, then I would need to specify the current page that I'm on slash. Because dot is not working. Okay, well now we know. Experimenting for the win. I love experimenting. Now it looks like someone vacuum formed it over a wooden molding. If anyone did that in design tech at college. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm still not going to. You can't get me to join TikTok, Tommy. Not going to happen. Thomas, no. You will not. You shouldn't. I mean, thank you. I regret it, he says. Yeah. Like, I've already had a whole bunch of issues with really, really, really enjoying the tips from Pinterest, I don't know what good word to use that would describe my lameness. I really, really enjoyed seeing a lot of stuff on there, but that's okay. Do you want links or do you want a link button delegation to shell view model? You can TDD. If not, you will have to test navigation with system testing. It's not going to do navigation though. Is it? Never mind, these would do navigation. So again, I'm still keeping in mind that this is probably going to be generated on the back end. So I'll probably serve the log. Well, I can't do that if it's going to be put into this top page. Well, maybe this landing page is my backend generated login form. But I still want all of this stuff to be in the Blazor app. Gosh, I don't know that yet, Simon. But I do understand what you mean, and it's definitely a consideration I need to make. The never-ending soda. Excuse me. Point is, I just want to get done with this little component thing. It's just helping me form the basis for all of my basic styles. So I'm not really too worried currently about focusing on the functionality portion. So all of the TDD for me is in functionality. It's not really my UI that I'll be doing TDD on. No worries at all. It's not a bad habit. It is not a bad habit. Please ask away. I will answer you honestly. So I just hope that I don't offend you by answering the way that I answer. But you can definitely, absolutely ask or state or whatever. I'll take option C. But yeah, it's not really YOLO here. It's still, I'm focusing on the design portion of it. I'm not even doing anything. Well, like, again, testing UI. I'm not, in this run of the project, I'm not trying to do something like have my UI be testable. Even though we have a fantastic library for it in B unit, it's just not something that I'm currently focused on. One addition to my tool bag currently, which is TDD for the logic, for the background, for the code itself. Oh man, you just, what? Dukasoft, you were at 42. We had an agreement. I really appreciate you gifting that sub. Thank you so much, Simon. You now have 2 emotes. A whole 2 emotes. But the cool thing is, I'm almost done with the bot, and there are subscriber only commands, and there are, yeah, it'll be good. Primary background color, dark mode on. Okay. So I'm really close. I need this button to be styled, and I need the links to be a little bit further down and have a gap in between them. So let's start with the links, because that's pretty easy. So grid gap is going to be, I don't know, what's a good gap between them? 0.4 rems maybe? 0.4 ems. Make them smaller. Font size. We will bring them down to about 0.8 ems. Pretty. We will give it a margin top. Margin teal of 1 rem, 1 em. Boop, boop. Pretty. And finally, we need our, oh yeah. So because I'm giving our form group that extra margin underneath, I'm getting an extra margin or extra padding. So it's the margin plus the padding here that makes it look like the sign in button is going to be super duper far away. So we'll fix that in a minute. But first, let's style our basic button and links. So all links, all anchor tags will have a color. And so this is one of those compliancy things as well that I'm supposed to be taking into consideration, but I don't know it good enough. So if anyone does know what the actual rule is, but links should be distinguishable, not only by the shape of the cursor and also being tabbable, but they should stand out as a different color. Does that sound right? I'll just call it link color. Here. Okay. And then the other thing that I have heard that is kind of not a good idea is removing the text decoration from links, but it just doesn't look good to me. Are you doing the internationalization and accessibility aspects of the design as a learning process for the day job? More so just for my benefit, overall application software development that I can take everywhere with me, whether it's my own personal products that I'm generating or for jobs that I am doing. Oh, how about this? And not hover. But when you do hover over it, then you do get the underline. Let's do that. Imagine using a get for the past hour trying to create an access token when it needed to be a post. I'm sorry, Tommy. Celia said 26 to go. 26 what? Was it 26-minute warning? at the time. Take this off. I get it. It's terrible. It is horrible. That is no good, very bad day. Okay, so that's styled the way that I want. Let's get this button done. All buttons throughout my application should look like which one is going to be the default? Which one is going to be the invert? The default is going to be the one that has the light border. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's going to be background color. We'll decide this in a minute. Why decide it now when we can just procrastinate and decide it later? Obviously. Background color is going to be button background color cooler. Simon's like, I shouldn't laugh. I've been there, done that. I always say one should look on silly mistakes as a good thing because they're always easier to fix. Yeah. Even though you're spending hours on it. Border color bar. Nope, just border. Bar button border style. Buttons are always going to have outlines as well because buttons. So outline bar button outline style. And we really should make sure that all of our fields, all of our focusable fields have an outline so that we can know what has the focus. And finally, our color, foreground color. Bar button foreground color. Like spaces in YAML. Spaces in YAML, a thing that actually breaks stuff? That sounds terrible. I don't want to do YAML. You can't make me. All right, so now we actually have to define those. I missed. Copy. Yet another messed up language. YAML. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I selected the first one. Doesn't matter. Colon, semicolon. Okay. For now, we will have the, just because it's closer, the background color be primary background color. That's foreground color. Looks like we're doing the opposite. So then all of my buttons will have a background color of var primary text color. Whoops. Ooh, what are you doing? Border is also going to be our default border color. But this is border style. So we do need our Latin border color. I see chat. I see chat. I don't want to miss chat. I want to talk with you guys. Oh, guys. Guys being the gender neutral version of the word, I hope. Border style was going to be, it's going to have the button border color. And it is going to has a one pic solid on it. And for the outline style, right, and then this button specifically is going to have a border radius of Why not? Let's just keep that a variable too. Button border radius, as well as the padding. Cool. And then I'm not going to worry about sizing it just yet. So outline style, I'm not exactly sure how to make a good outline. Is outline done kind of the same way that a glow would be? 2 pix solid var. I kind of want something a little bit brighter than the default border color. So maybe I can do, no, I won't be able to do that using a CSS variable. Anyway, for now, let's just use the default border color and find out what that looks like. It's going to be terrible. But that should only take effect when button contains focus, has focus, focus within. Okay, so what was I missing? Border style, button border, button outline, and border radius. And 0.4 ems. Again, too much for my taste. Okay, and padding. And padding, I would want a full font size left and right, and half a font size top and bottom. And maybe these would be relative to the size of the actual text inside of it. Yeah. Okay, and that... Oh, okay, I know why. And it's because our login button sign in is going to be bigger than normal buttons. I'm going to stretch it and then invert the button colors. And so to do that, I would do this. Oh, dang it. Dang it. I would need to do it this way because reasons, okay? Xcoding is here. Hello, Xcoding. Tommy was saying, don't even get me started on spaces. I mainly use Python. And then Simon is like, oh, you mean to say you have not experienced the joys of YAML? You lucky human, you. Then Tommy said, I just mean I have experienced my formatter removing a single space from a tab, causing the entire application to break because the scope of a function gets changed, because Python also uses spaces for stupid things. And then Simon is like, I love the irony of your name, Tommy. Curly brace, given your language proclivities. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm supposed to make stuff blink soon. And Tommy's like, my last name is actually Curly. So it's where I kind of got it from as well. But now you have an even better story to tell. So I'm going to do this. Instead of doing what I was going to do, which is invert CSS variables, I'm going to actually add a class that's called invert. And that class is going to be all of these. But dang it, my border radius, no, my border color is still going to need to be inverted as well somehow. So let's do the color is now going to be button background color. The background color is going to be button foreground color. Oh, did I not actually set my button background color? I did. It's being set to primary text color. I want it to be brighter than that. I really do need a light. Because I kind of want this to be light, that color. For my typical button. But then I want it to be inverted to be button background color, button foreground color. And then instead of setting the entire border, we're just going to change the quarter of it to background color, not changing the radius, not changing the padding. So if we were to go over here to our login form and say class equals invert, then that's the kind of the effect that I want. And then for our login form, we would like for our button to have a width of 100%. Do the thing. Jazz. We need to fix up our card body. Card text form group last of type margin input margin bottom 0. Come on. Did that not target you? It did. Is it a padding? No, it's a, oh, it's a padding. I made it a padding. I made it a padding? What? I did. So then what is all of this extra space then? The form group itself. Oh, because I put it on form group. That's why. Duh. So it really was supposed to be margin 0 on form group. There we go. All right, that looks better. So now I still have, well, I have two things. I want to know if there's a way for me to replace the colors for when it autofills using the form, using your browser's colors, because I really don't like that. But I think maybe the distance between the footer and the password, the last field of password is still too much. I wonder if maybe I just took away the padding from you, if that would be enough. Yeah, I think that would be perfect. So let's just take away the padding top from the footer. Why is it going to blink? Validation errors? No, because every good modern web design needs two elements. Blinking. Oh yeah, and I'm also a developer, so I'm off by one. Blinking, a scrolling marquee, and a traffic ticker. Then you know you have a good site. You can tell we're being sarcastic or sardonic. Pick one. Whoa, that was weird. What is that? Why is that happening? I don't care. I don't care. Right now we're just looking at the overall design. We're good to go. Okay, so in these last few minutes, we are going to position this and size it. So sizing it, I would like it to have a width of 80 characters. Whoa! And by 80 characters, I'm at 60. And by 60, I'm at 40. And that's still too much. 30? 30. 30 looks good. And a height. Oh, I know why it is. And also a padding. It's just I don't want to put the, well, I guess I'm not using a border between card elements at the moment. But at the same time, I also don't want to have padding in case one of the themes does have borders between card elements. You shut up, phone. We're not done. So I'm going to give it a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 characters. All right, so that's about half. So we will go to 40. Too far. Oh yeah, and then body. So never mind. I don't want to put a height on it. Gosh, but I would love for this thing to be taller. I forgot that I said that when I space everything, I would love for just the top and bottom to move and the body to take up the remaining space, which it's doing. Whatever. We're gonna leave it like that. I'll just be happy with it. But I do want some padding on card header, card footer, card body to be padding left, padding right. And that should give me some more space. Dang it. Card text. There we go. That should give me some more space that I can. Well, that's good enough. Good enough for now. Good enough for government work. It looks kind of cute as tall as it is. Kai, little chubby login form. So let's position it real quick inside of our header, which will be on main layout. No, it will be on index. 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 Index does not currently have a styling. So index, razor, sass, header tyrant. Um, can't think. Come on, brain. Stop. Stop stopping. I know that I'm trying to rush myself, and that's why I just suddenly stopped thinking. So let's do that. Let's build U, or compile U. Let's get our index page, and we're going to target hero. Oh, dang it. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Hero is its own section of this page, which is going to be the overall header for the page. Okay, that's better. So page, and then we're going to name it so that we can distinguish it from other pages in case we have global styles for page and we want to target this one specifically. So page will be, we're going to target hero real quick because the hero comes along. And the hero section is going to have some height. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we're going to make it just right off the bat, just so we have something that we can play with. 480 pixels. I'm not in the habit of using pixels to size a thing, but that's just what I did. So border bottom 1px solid var. That's not how you do vars. Dash dash default border color. Is that what I called it? Control C, rerun. Cool. And finale, let's position our login form, which is : deep. And what I would most likely do for this is make this into a grid with gaps and then have the last and first column be a fixed width so that I have a padding on both sides essentially, or just make it a padding. That would probably be better. But let's just say that we want this thing, nope, our login form wrapper to be display position relative. Then you will be display absolute right some distance away from the edge, like 4 font size spaces. Or we could just do display flex, since we'll most likely only have 2 things in there. And our login form wrapper will be align self. Actually, you can align everything. Align items center. You will be justify self. Flex end. And you need padding 4 grams is what I said. I'm getting it padding on both sides. Oh, 0 top and bottom because we are fixed height. Why didn't you flex end, dear sir or madam? Because I'm not targeting it again. Login form.card. Wait, no, that should be fine because I'm targeting the login form itself, and it is justifying self flex end, but it's not actually applying. So I don't know why. I don't know why it's not moving all the way to the right. Because the flex is making the entire hero itself, the hero header, stretch the entire width of the thing with the padding. So I don't know. We will have to figure that out in the next video. And actually, tomorrow is going to be Community Day. So if any of you, because CSS, if any of you have any topics that you would like to discuss, it's disgusting. I don't want to use a fixed height. Speaking of discuss, let's just do 2 rems top and bottom, and then 4 rems left and right. And that should give us enough space for a hero section. And then we will just base it off of the content inside and then have the background position be in a way that even if it grows or shrinks, then we can still see a nice image and all of that stuff. But we'll figure out why we can't get this flex end to work correctly. And it's probably something I'm doing with my display flex, and it's not setting my width to the correct width or something. No? Okay, just a guess. Yeah, if you do have something that you want to talk about tomorrow during our normal community day, which is a time when I ask anyone that is here present on stream to, if they feel like it, hop into our Discord channel. And I will be on a voice channel. I'll be invisible in an invisible voice channel, but I will pull you into that voice channel where your voice can come through on stream if you feel comfortable doing so. If you don't feel comfortable doing so in voice channel, just discuss it with us in chat. If you have something that you want to present, then absolutely do that. And you know what? I did not look at Bob Ross's updates. Sorry about that, Bob Ross. Let's take a quick look at these updates. I like the previous one better. I don't know why, but I don't like this thing being by itself on the left. Unless you put that same information, no, you put it down here. I liked the previous one better, personally. But anyway, so yeah. So if you feel like it, we can talk. We can discuss a topic tomorrow. If you don't want to discuss a topic, or if no one comes up with any topics to discuss, then I'll just have the voice channel open for anyone that wants to come in and talk about the weather or whatever, which is always the fun thing to do. Which I'll be talking about the weather tomorrow during the morning coffee social that we do every Friday for our district region thing. Anyway, other than that, just feel free to join our Discord anyway if you want. I will be posting all of my videos after at least 24 hours. I'll schedule this one to be posted tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. just to make sure that it stays exclusive to Twitch for 24 hours. And yeah, that'll be that. That'll be the day that I do stuff. But other than that, I will be hanging out in one of the in the community voice channel in Discord for the rest of the day. And while I do finish out my workday, and then after that, I'll pretty much be disconnected and unreachable. So I hope you get, unless of course Captain Commerce ends up streaming tonight, then I'll be there. But anyway, and of course in Irish John Games I'll be in various Twitch streams, at least lurking, but mostly unavailable. But yeah, that's it. That's it for my time. I have nothing else to say. I'm just waiting for the next song to start. If it's gonna start. Is it playing? Yeah, it started. Okay, that's it for me. Ciao for now. Bye. Oh, there it goes. He's such a weirdo, isn't he? Okay, bye.